Go for it.
Hi, welcome to the Train Shop Weekly. This is Volume 1, Number 10. This is my brother Harry next to me, Harry the Third. I'm Bill Henning and Walt Herbine on the other side.
Good evening, everybody.
This is our little weekly blog or video blog from here at Henning's Trains. Just kind of talk trains and talk about what's new. If you enjoy our little program, hit like, hit subscribe, and please give us some feedback on what you'd like to talk about, or we should talk about, or need some tips, or if you have any ideas.
We try our best.
Yeah, we try our best.
Yeah, we'll try to help you out.
Other than that, not a whole lot new came in this week. Actually, it's been pretty quiet. So.
What do you got new over there, Walt?
We got new, some really nice MTH SW. We have an SW8 Southern Pacific with Proto 3, NW2 Santa Fe switchers. Really nice looking switchers.
Details really nice for S Gauge.
Yeah, S Gauge has come a long way, I have to say. And the other thing that kind of came in.
Actually, the MTH, their S Gauge stuff is all going to
scale
trains.
Scale trains.
They've done HO, so this I guess will be their new foray into S Gauge,
which I think is great.
Yeah, I was glad to see somebody picked up the S Gauge.
Yeah,
it's nice to see S Helper went to MTH, and now basically it's going to the next
chapter of its life.
Yeah.
Of course, we're still waiting to hear any word on the remnants of the rest of the MTH stuff.
Yep. But I mean, a lot of S Gauge is kind of really actually when I was looked over scales.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, it's
not the real big. It's not big like Lionel. It's a little bit bigger than HO.
It's actually almost like the perfect size.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, yeah.
We get a lot of people come in when they see the S Gauge. They're like, man, if I
look at what I have in O Gauge invested in. If I could have that in the S Gauge and think of the extra room I would have on the layout.
But a lot of people comment about, if they were starting all over, they would start with S Gauge. But unfortunately, it's just not all.
But the thing, though, yeah, the S Gauge just isn't there. It's not like HO or N.
Well, HO, you can get almost literally anything, I think.
Yeah, literally anything.
But yeah, it's just like the perfect scale, perfect size. Yeah, I'm really surprised it wasn't more popular. But I guess in the early days, Lionel had a much stronger and more forceful advertising department than American Flyer.
Yeah, I guess it was all. And the other thing, but unless you pre-ordered it or got your sticky fingers on one, is I can't
They were
say
sold out.
My favorite railroad is the MTH F7s. This is a Reading one.
Your favorite railroad's MTH?
Oh, my favorite railroad's Reading. So I mean, this is really sharp looking. A lot of good detail to it. I mean, it's just the detail that's in them today is just impressive.
I saw that and I was really impressed. They also have the front, if you take the coupler off, and you can put KDs on it. It has the scale wheels in the box as well, which I was surprised. Actually, there's the Pilot if you put the KD couplers on.
Yeah, and there's your optional
scale wheels, which I really thought was nice.
Well, S Helper's engines did that too.
Yep.
They would have the scale wheels and the scale couplers and front pilots.
KD coupler pockets.
That's the rear coupler. Nice stuff, nice stuff. That is sweet.
Somebody's getting a nice engine.
Yeah, because I think what they got the B unit, they
got 2 A units. That particular person got 2 A units.
And they have a B unit too.
Yeah, it's an A. You got whoever's getting the A, B, A. Sweet.
Sweet. I'm jealous.
I know. I am too.
Well, you have it in O scale though, in third rail, don't you?
Yeah,
I do.
I have an old K-line set, ABA.
Believe it or not, I got an MTH set.
MTH.
Yeah, I got an MTH.
You're doing
Don't ask me how I wound up with an MTH, but
that's about all I kind of engines that came in.
All right. We gonna do a test run on them, or?
I don't. I don't have the MTH set up.
We
We're
run
gonna
them
run
conventional?
Yeah.
Let's run one conventional to show how they sound or what you got with them.
Yeah, we can give that a shot.
Yeah, let's do the Santa Fe.
Santa Fe one?
We'll do the Santa Fe. Here we go. Let's give this guy a little puppy a little test ride. Run it through its MTH paces. A lot of you guys know I'm more the MTH guy, but we'll get this started up. Go through some of the sounds and what kind of functions you get out of it. You got your basic horn and your bell. And you can see, I'm just going to show you the controller. Kind of shows you what it already is hit there. You program it, it finds the engine, loads it right in there. Alright. And you can move around. If you see, each of these buttons here can give you a different sequence. Like number 2.
Have the inspector check that out. You got a clear signal.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the more of where you get into more of the more sounds. And I'm going to bring it up to, we'll start out with engine sound 1. It's a forward horn. Turn the interior light off, add all your sounds. Here's
Check that compressor, will you?
idle sequence. Alright.
Ready to go?
It also has
Compressor checks out. A-OK. Thanks, bud.
buttons for your horn. That's forward, reverse. One I always like is railroad crossing. Now that engineer really late on the horn.
Oil level looks good.
They also have a train wreck. We'll come back to that later.
Can't see what.
You see the thing run? Hold on. You go through the sound.
Have the inspector check that out.
Yeah, hear it all talk.
How's she been running? She runs great. Okay, ready to pull out. Make sure the sand bins are topped off.
Here's a repeating one.
Conductor is giving us a highball signal.
Sand bins are topped off.
Is she ready to go? Is she ready to go? Check that oil level. Oil level looks good. Thanks, bud. Looks like we got a Form D on the way. Make sure we have enough sand on the rails. We've got a clear signal.
All right, here we go. Also, they got a really nice labor up. Nice little one. One of the other two options that Mike's does is on the bottom you can see there's a DCC switch. Switch to one side's DCC, the other side is DCS. I was running using the mice controller, the DCS. So if you were running DCC, you just switch the switch, and boom, away you go. So the technology is there, and it's great. I mean, it's a really sharp little SW. Or excuse me, this is the NW.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll bring my, what do you call it?
They're pretty sharp.
They are. Bring it in, I'll bring my T line.
Yeah, they sound pretty good.
They do. For running, we ran them a little bit unconventional. They didn't sound too
They got
bad.
a nice horn, nice whistle.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm sure they have all the MTH bells and whistles.
Yeah, the biggest
Proto
thing is
3.
if you buy these and you want to you're running unconventional, you got to let it warm up.
The other thing I wanted to comment about was I saw on the one thing there, somebody was posting asking about the Lionel smoke fluid. They have new bottles. They have new bottles. Basically, Lionel had a problem with the old bottles leaking in shipping. Usually, when you open up the package, you could smell whatever flavor was in that box because it could sometimes tend to leak all over the
The eyedroppers were leaking.
Well, they weren't putting the eyedroppers on it because they were sticking the eyedroppers separate like that. But they have these new bottles now, which they have a child-proof safety cap on it, which is fine. But they don't come with with an eyedropper.
Oh, I thought the early one did.
No, it's right here.
Oh,
This is the new bottle.
okay. Which is leaking.
The whole bottle was leaking.
Probably because I just opened it.
Oh, okay.
But this is the old style, and then they had an eyedropper kind of rubber band.
Yeah, I was looking up here at the top.
Despite the ones I put right in front of your face.
Yeah. I was looking at the one up there on the shelf that has the eyedropper still on it.
I'll stick with my JT.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if anything, I mean, that's going to put a point on JT Mega's team because they all have the eyedroppers. But
That's
yeah,
one of my favorites anyway, out of the two.
I like hot chocolate.
There, helps if I close it all the way. Yeah, hot chocolate's my favorite flavor.
Hot chocolate and burning coal.
Yeah, I don't mind it, what do you call it down then, but if I'm running it, just to not stink up the house, I'll go with the hot chocolate.
I go with the burning coal to keep the other half out of the basement.
They used to complain to me at one time.
Are they?
Yeah, what else we got?
One other thing I want to talk about. Harry the other week did make a trip to Lionel, and he had an interview. He interviewed Mike Phillips and Ryan at the Lionel store, but unfortunately the video it was
Too much background.
Yeah, it was a lot of background news because they were in the store, in the Lionel store.
All right.
Was it Concord Mall?
Concord Mall.
And the background was pretty. So
They had that music playing and everything.
yeah. Here's the three of them. I see you got Conductor Duck with you.
Yeah, I got Conductor Duck with me.
Conductor Duck made the trip to Lionel. Yeah, but there was so much background noise that half the time you can't understand
It
what.
was a shame because it was a good interview.
Yeah, so actually I'm working on have a program I'm playing around with that filters a lot of the audio. So I was able to get a lot of the audio out of it. So I'm finished up. So next week or the week after
We can get some highlights out of it.
Yeah,
That'll
we'll
be
show
good.
some clips of it. 'Cause Ryan and Mike, they were quite gracious with Harry to take some time out of their day to kind of give him an interview and talk with Harry and share some thoughts on what's going on there at Lionel. Anything good that they said, or?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, the other thing, the layout in the background is the one that they did to show how to put the shag carpet underneath your fast track to make it quieter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's the layout they used on that build. Ryan and Megan did that layout. Actually, part of that video, we talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what they're talking about there now.
Yeah.
Did a video on what?
quieting the
Yeah,
train.
there you go. It's just what you're talking about.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll try to get some clippets, try to get some usable clips out of this. Yeah, I'm sorry it took so long to get working on it, but
Nah.
just haven't had the time. But it's
I
starting to get cleaned up. So.
I know the video kind of, you know, it's not like when we're stop up and we're at the warehouse where we don't have all that background sound.
Yeah.
And we only get to see them guys maybe once every 2 years.
Well, usually at York.
Yeah, York, but I mean as far as getting down to North Carolina, it's about once every 2 years.
So I'll watch some of those clips later. The other thing I want to talk about was
Our hobbies.
our hobbies or interests outside of trains. You know, we all have. You know, we all talk about and share our train stuff, our model railroad stuff, but we all, or most of us, do have lives outside the hobby.
Do we?
Yeah, do we? Sometimes I feel like I live here.
I don't know about that. I'm into it at least 4 days a week, 5 days a week.
I know during the month of December, I pretty much live here 7 days a week. You know, an understanding.
If I'm not here, I'm in the basement working on customers' products.
This is Harry's favorite hobby outside of the trains.
My hot rod.
Harry's Hot Wheels car. He loves his Challenger.
Yeah, it's, you know, the fun part is when you pull into a parking lot and you see a little kid's eyes light up. Mommy, the Hot Wheels car.
Yeah, it looks like a Hot Wheels car.
And it's a lot of fun. Car shows, go to quite a few here and there. That's a lot of fun.
It is a
and
fun
then
car.
you and me play with it.
Yeah, last summer, which we didn't start yet this year, which we will be shortly. Last summer we took it for a couple events, SCCA autocrossing.
The big reason I bought it was so you and me could do some brotherly things together, having fun.
The autocrossing is a lot of fun because basically it's a giant parking lot with cones set out as a course, and it's a timed event. So you have the start time, you got to get through all the cones as fast as you can to the finish point. They have electronic timers and everything.
Without taking out any cones?
Yeah, every cone you hit adds 2 seconds to your time.
Oh.
So you don't want to hit any cones because
Bill kicks my butt every time.
I do have a slight advantage, you know, but it's a lot of fun, and it is actually it takes pretty much most of the day, but it really it's a day where the two of us get to spend the whole day together, or the three of us, you, me, and the car, right?
Yep, exactly.
But it's a lot of fun. Here's a couple quick video clips. This is Harry, one of Harry's runs. We have a GoPro camera we stick on it, yeah, so you can. It's fun to review these after your runs. And
how far away from the cone was I actually?
Yeah, the trick is to hug the cones. You know, get as close as you can to the cones. You know.
This ain't the one where I smoked the tires off of it, is it?
No, I don't think so. So there he goes. Harry's off. I really got to get you to use 2 hands. I know you like to use 1 hand. But yeah, so all the cones are set up, and you'll see some are laying down. The ones that are laying down are arrows, helping you to point to which direction what side of the cone you're supposed to be going on. You never saw these before, did you?
No.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is. You know, it really helps you, I think, driving wise. You know, it teaches you to be smooth and such. And come on, get closer to those cones. Man.
Is that teaching you how to run from the cops?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
It's my getaway.
Yeah.
It's a nice day to have.
You
Nice stress relief
You can't
day.
outrun the radio.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's a nice stress relief day and having fun.
Yeah, that's about it.
Meet other people there with the same interest as well, and you get to talk to them. It's a lot, like you say, it's a lot of fun. Hell, we saved one guy from going out.
Here comes a big
He
goober.
almost lost all the lugs on his car. He was up before us, and I happened to notice that the lug nuts were falling off his car.
This is
Saved them.
That's when I was joking about having an advantage on Harry. I ran for a couple of years running this Acura Integra, and I ran in the EP modified class. So I actually won that series a couple of years in a row. So,
yeah, we still have that car.
yeah, it's a rust bucket right now.
Yep.
Guess this was my run. One of my runs.
You'll notice he's a lot faster and smoother.
We usually get about, what, I guess 6 or 7 runs out of a day.
Yeah, I think it's about 6 runs.
Then trick is getting your fastest time. Like I said,
What, 44 seconds or something like that through the whole thing?
something like that.
And a half a tank of gas.
Yeah.
You see, Bill's a little closer to the cones than me.
That was a little out. It's like I hope this is the one I screwed up. My bad run.
You mean the one where you run the cone over?
I didn't hit any cones. I just missed one of the turns. Nah, we're good.
Yeah, I did that once or twice. I missed a section where we were supposed to zig, and I wound up going straight, and I'm like, oh!
Supposed to zig and you zagged?
Yep. Yeah, I know you've done it once or twice yourself, too. And you come back and you're cursing at yourself. Yeah. It's like, oh, man.
So they're a lot of fun.
And that's, what, picture of Dad years ago?
Yeah, this is our father, Harry. The old man.
Hatfield Speedway.
Wasn't the old man then. This was, yeah, Hatfield Speedway. My grandpa used to take him to the races there to watch the midgets and such. This was in the 50s.
Grandpa used to, I think we have another picture of Grandpa with the tow truck. He used to do all the towing at the racetrack.
Well, once in a while. Yeah, that's him. That's at Hatfield Speedway, getting out of the sun.
Yep.
The old Brenninger's
tow truck.
Yeah. That was our first race car.
Yeah.
The old Plymouth Duster went enduro racing.
You remember that? Used to pull the car in the garage on Friday, yank the motor out of my daily driver, and then throw it into that so we had a motor.
No.
We did that once or twice, yes.
Nope. It was a 4-cylinder that when we first, or a 6-cylinder. That's straight
6-cylinder. Yep.
So first day we went there, we basically got our butts kicked, and then we put the V8 in it, but it wasn't your daily driver engine.
We had one that we did take from the daily driver.
But it was the same engine. Once you put the V8 in, that was the same engine the whole time. The rest of the race. But yeah, it was at JFK Stadium. It was one of the last events that they had at JFK.
Yep.
Stadium.
Surprised that car stayed together as well as it did.
After that year, they tore it down, and now that's where they built a Wells Fargo Center there.
Imagine we still had that car.
Yeah, and then we got a few years later, got into the dirt late models.
That was when you sold your LGB.
Yeah, I sold all my LGB to. No, that was the second car.
Was it the second car? I was thinking it was that car.
I think it was the second car.
That's the car that we built in the garage over at Kim Fox's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Her father helped us build it?
Her father, Uncle Jack.
Yep.
They spent a lot of time building that car. This was several years later, obviously. But that was at the motorsports show. We used to have the car at the big motorsports show every year. A little dirt track in it.
My favorite one was the last car that we had, the orange one.
Yeah.
That you ran. There's both of us.
There, you ran half a season.
Yep. Well, I ran until I
Cause I got the new car, and so then you ran my.
Yep, I had the old one.
And the half season until when you busted your wrist all
up. Shattered my wrist.
I hate when that happens. That's a bad night.
Yeah, that was a bummer night.
That's when I flipped it down the front straightaway.
The bummer was we got the car all back together the following weekend, and then it rained.
That's how you know you have a good pit crew, when the following week they can have the car ready to go.
And then it rained, and it was like, oh,
because that rain was
never felt so bad.
That night we got it home that night. Just pulled the motor, most of the suspension off. By Monday, we took the bare chassis out to the manufacturer. Tuesday they straightened it. Got it back Wednesday. The next
Busted
couple days.
butt for 3 days putting it back together.
Yeah. By Saturday it was ready to go, and then it rained. And that was a better day. One of the feature wins.
Yep. Then we had a lot of giveaways too that we did at
Yeah,
the
we
track.
did.
Where we gave away Lionel train sets.
That was a car and team that one year. That was
A
at
couple of
the
the trophies at
yeah,
the
it was
award
at the
banquet.
annual awards banquet. That's just the car going through its daily maintenance. That was pretty much what it looked like 3 nights a week. That car took a lot of time.
Yeah, but we all enjoyed working on it.
Yeah, that's
That
something
was
like-
my favorite paint scheme out of all our paint schemes.
That was the Lionel paint scheme.
Yep.
Nothing like being able to combine your 2 favorite hobbies. And they always look so pretty when they're at the beginning of the season.
It's because they're nice and clean.
Nice and clean. All the panels are straight.
No mud on anything.
It looked so pretty. I think that was probably opening night. It was on the track. God, it looks like fun, doesn't it? Couple more. There's our driver. Dirt.
And what about Walt's hobby?
Walt's hobby. What's Walt's hobby? His favorite hobby pretty much is.
What is it, Walt? Firefighting?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of my hobbies.
Yeah, but it's a good hobby. It's respectable.
Yeah. What do you call? I've been doing it
The
for
lifesaver.
30 years.
There's Walt on the right. Looks so. You look so
That's
intense.
practice. We're practicing.
No pressure, huh? No pressure. No pressure
No.
there.
I just try. I don't know. I just try to do it. What do you call it? Make my parents proud.
Yeah, I did it for a few years. How many years you been with the companies? Been doing it?
There's me. Me hard at work.
There you go. Now there you go at work.
Um,
Got your
with
pack on.
Lansdale, let's see. I don't know. I'm probably close to 20 years,
Yeah.
off and on.
Yeah.
This
I'd
is my
say,
3 stints. I had a couple stints with a couple other fire companies.
I was going to say, you have at least 30 years experience altogether.
Yeah, August of this year will be August 13th will be 30 years.
Because when I was at Hatfield, when I worked for Hatfield Quality Meats, we had a volunteer fire company there as well. And
Yeah, I'm so old. I've been doing it so
went
old.
through part of
when
all the training for that myself. So.
When they first started standardizing your certs, state level 1 certs.
Your air pack training. And,
Firefighting one.
Yep.
It's been a long time.
Long time. This was just actually a couple days ago.
Yep, that was Monday.
Monday night, huh?
Monday night,
Last
yep.
week, yeah.
Right in the middle of our meeting.
Oh, really?
Our monthly business meeting, yep.
Yeah, because it's up the alley from my house.
Little kitchen fire.
You guys had it taken care of real quick. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
was-
trucks though. Holy crap! There's a 4-alarm.
No, it's just the way the system is set up now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fire truck from here, a fire truck
There's
from
not
there.
enough room. I mean, the whole
Here's
street.
a fire truck, there's a fire truck. You know, it's
There's
like one fire truck from this fire company, maybe 1 or 2 fire trucks from this company, 1 truck from this
It's
company.
like rush hour, but with fire trucks.
Yep.
They're just all lined down the whole block.
Hey, they're doing their job. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I gotta say, Walt, for doing it as a volunteer for all these years,
Thank you.
I give my hats off to you and thank you.
The thing is in today's world, you don't have the volunteers like it is, and the thinking of today's world, and it's pretty much across the country, is you're likely if you're going to get you most likely get a full first truck and maybe a full second truck out of a firehouse, but usually not too much after that. On the average, some places are different. Some places are some places could, fill every truck of theirs. It just depends.
Yeah.
And it all depends what time of day it is too.
Yep.
Hey, it's a great service, public service.
Yeah. And oftentimes unappreciated.
I'll tell you this much. It's one thing about it is prepared to get a lot of things disrupted. Sleep, parties,
Yeah,
holidays, dinners. plenty of times I left. When I was married, what do you call it? I leave my ex-wife. I left her one time at the grocery store.
Yeah, I was with the company for over 20 years, 22 years about. And yeah, I remember being at church service, Christmas Eve, midnight mass, in middle of mass. Sorry, I gotta go. But you make that commitment, you know.
Yep. It's fun.
That's what it's about.
At least I got to enjoy the riding on the back of the fire truck.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's not too many people.
You guys are going to the train station tomorrow on Sunday, aren't you?
Yes, I'm probably going to do some pictures. There's a big drill with SEPTA this.
That's what I was going to say. You're doing
weekend.
something with the railroad this weekend.
That's why I kind of wear my SEPTA shirt tonight. We got the big drill, a disaster drill with SEPTA. The live training. We've already gone through 2 parts. Classroom, then a familiarization of the trains, and this week's going.
You're gonna work with SEPTA crew then?
Yeah,
or?
SEPTA. It's gonna be played out basically as a kind of a real life scenario. We're gonna have a staging, and companies are gonna come in as
people playing victims and so forth.
Yeah, I guess I don't know exactly what's all entailed to that. I'm going blind, so I don't know. I'm not.
They want you to go in blind.
Well,
That's
kind
pretty much it.
So. We'll see how it goes.
Bill, you had stuff on the station itself?
The passenger station?
Yeah.
Where's my cursor? I'm part of the Lansdale Historical Society. Actually, the president. But yeah, we're working on getting the Lansdale passenger station, which is now currently the SEPTA station, on the National Historic Registry. It's a project we've been working on for quite a while. We had a couple really good guys working on this project, but we got notice that it's moving to the next stage, being reviewed by the Pennsylvania Historic Commission coming up. So I'm excited about that.
As a layman, how does that help the station?
A lot of it.
Does it protect it?
Not really. I mean, it doesn't say you can't make changes, but if you do make changes, you can lose your
Does
status.
it help prevent from having the building knocked down somewhat?
It depends on your lawyer. But
Yeah,
fortunately, we're really lucky. SEPTA realizes and understands and appreciates that building and its history. I mean, they spent a lot of money several years ago restoring it basically to original. I mean,
yeah, that thing went through 2 restorations. I think since SEPTA, in concept of SEPTA.
Yeah, so they really take care of that station and keep it. I mean, for modern, it's one of SEPTA's biggest transportation centers, and despite that, they've kept it intact. They kept the whole thing in pretty much intact, original, which
says a lot.
Yeah, it says a lot. I really admire SEPTA.
I know. I did one fire. We had a fire alarm there one time years ago, and it was going to be an hour before he goes. Oh, I'll wait. The only reason I wanted to wait, I wanted the free tour of the train station. Got to go upstairs. I know places.
Get up in the attic.
Yeah, and kind of. What do you call it? It's like, oh, wow, that's cool.
So yeah, kind of excited. Next year is Lansdale's 150th anniversary, so we thought it would be great to be able to have the official declaration and make a whole ceremony of it.
Wow, have I been here that long? I remember the 100th.
The 100th. That was 49 years ago.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys, you can get the E-Unit rebuild kit. Usually comes with the drum, the 2-finger and the 4-finger pieces to rebuild the E-Unit, and they're pretty simple. Now on the E-Units, there's 2 ways to pop these apart. You can either grab a pair of snap ring pliers and you can pop them, or you can use the traditional Lionel tool, which you can put in here, which is a little, to be honest, it's a little harder to do than with the snap ring pliers. Now what we want to do is we want to replace these. These, as you can see, they're all bent and burned up, and the drum actually has grooves. If you look in this, you can see grooves dug down in. So when it rotates, it'll actually lock and keep the thing stuck in that position. So that's shot as well. And we'll take off this other, being I don't have a pair of cutters. We're going to pull out this other set of fingers. We'll drop them out. If you look at them, they're pretty hammered and beat up. Bad solder joints where they've gotten overheated. So what we want to do, you can look, a lot of times you can clean this all up and put your thing in there. You got your 4 fingers. So what you're going to do is you're going to slide that down, go up and under, and you're just going to slide it right into the grooves where you just took the other one out. You can do that plain and pretty simple. Slide it in. Then what we want to do is we want to grab our E-Unit drum, and what you want to do is make sure that the teeth are in a section so that when it pulls down. I've seen guys put them in backwards and then it won't work for you. Now I find that taking a pair of pliers like this, you can very lightly come right in, slide your E-drum in, and you want to go half and half on it, and you can slide it in just like that. Then you can take your upper 2 fingers and you'll slide in the one side, slide down the other side, and then you hear that snap, that popped it back together, and that, then you'll have this wire will solder back into there like the original one did, and then you have 2 wires for your armature, your field, okay, your motor brushes, actually 2 for motor brushes and 1 for your field. But that's the easiest way, and that's how fast they go back together. I hate seeing a lot of guys, they come and they buy an E-Unit and they chuck the old ones in the trash. It's one thing you got to remember. These aren't going to be made or aren't made anymore, and the more we throw this stuff out or not rebuilding it, there's less that'll be here down the road. So my suggestion is take the time, rebuild them, because otherwise we're going to limit our supply down the road, guys.
Or even if you replace it, at least save the old one.
Or send it in as a core, and we can rebuild it for you quick enough. I mean, you saw they only take about 5 minutes to fix. So
Sounds good.
all right, Bill, what else we got going on?
I ain't got anything else.
Train pops?
Train
Train
Pops
Pops
too?
Attic, the tickets they're now on sale. They're on the website. You can order them.
Can we show them the engine that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab the engine.
Yeah. Let's pull that out.
But
Let's put it up
so
there.
you can order the tickets by calling here at the shop, or you can go on the website. Free shipping. But if you order them on the website, you got to make sure you use the discount code Train Pops. That'll give you free shipping. Then we'll
Just type
mail
in
your-
train pops on the shipping.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Now, this engine was done by myself and Harry Heike as far as the paint work. We
And there's a guy who
we redid this for Train Pops for when Brian got his cancer. And Harry Heike decaled it, and then I went through and did the black.
We did raffle it off last year. We drew the number December 31st.
Right there, there's a guy who we gotta give him credit.
Yeah, we
Yep.
gotta give him credit.
Robert Ross.
Robert Ross was the winning ticket. We called him, and he was excited, thrilled, but basically at the same time he said he'd like to donate it back for us to raffle it off a second time. Now we raised over $5,000 for the Shriners Hospital for Children in Philadelphia.
Children's Hospital. Yep.
So, you know, that I think that is tremendous. So that donation.
I'd like to try it again.
Yeah. So Robert asked us if we could auction the golf and try to raise some more money for it. So I think that's.
And like you say,
That's
it
awesome.
helps the families that can't afford the
Medical treatment for their children.
treatments and stuff and so forth. And to me, that's an important thing.
So the tickets are now on sale. So like I say, you can either call the shop here, stop in here, or go onto our website, our online store. I have them.
And two, if you call in, just be a little bit patient. Sometimes we're a little bit swamped.
I think our next show I'll pull this.
We get busy. Sometimes we're like dead, and all of a sudden everybody comes in at one time.
I think next show we'll pull this up and put it out on the rails for you guys to see it run. It is a quite spectacular engine.
Yeah, it's an awesome train. And the only other thing I had was Bill needs a church. Actually, the deadline was the end of May. We're actually going to extend that to the end of June because we have a few people who are just finding out about it, and we had a couple people send in some pictures. We'll share some of their pictures of the ones that were done.
Submitted.
Yeah, but there were a couple other guys who were just finding out about the project or the contest, so they like to participate. So we're just going to extend it one more month. So.
I think that's fair.
Almost makes me want to build one, but
Yeah.
I can't win. So
I know we can't do one because we're not
You
eligible.
can still do one anyway.
it's true.
Yeah.
I like what do you call. I still think we ought to somewhere down the road do a series on Plasticville, because especially for the new novice coming into the hobby, or someone that don't have a whole lot of money, cheap buildings, a little bit of craft paint, you can change the whole look of that
Yeah,
building.
you can usually get them used for like $10.
Or even less than that.
Spend $2 worth of paint from Michael's or the dollar store.
Yeah, or
You know,
Walmart. Walmart's not well.
And you basically got a little effort, and you got a building that's almost compatible to some of the $100 Woodland CX buildings.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You know,
But you get to say you did it yourself.
just did it yourself. Use your imagination. It's good. It's a good deal.
It's your turn for the whistle for the night.
Uh,
For our good night.
fine.
Yeah, fine.
So on that note,
you
thanks
guys.
for joining us.
Yep. Have a good weekend
Have a good weekend, guys.
or week.